What's going on, guys? It's Jeremy here, back with another video, and today we're going to be addressing the issue of hunched over posture, also known as upper cross syndrome, which is something that honestly the majority of people have nowadays due to increased technology use and increased time spent sedentary. But this definitely isn't an issue that you should just ignore, because not only will you look better, taller, and just overall more confident with better posture, but hunched over posture can make you more prone to injury in the gym and can actually decrease your strength in key lifts in the gym like the bench press and the overhead squat. But before we get started, it's important to know that poor posture is the result of two things. Number one being weakness or inactivity in the muscles that are supposed to pull your chest and your back upright, and number two being overactivity and tightness in muscles that pull your back and your chest forward into this hunched over position. So in this video, I'm going to address these problematic issues and show you a 10-minute daily routine that can be done at the gym or at home, consisting of strengthening exercises, foam rolling techniques, and mobility exercises in order to correct your posture as fast as possible. First, let's talk about strengthening exercises. You'll probably hear most people say that you simply need to train your back more in order to correct your posture, but honestly, this isn't very good advice for most people, because it's not all of your back muscles that are weak. It's specifically the lower traps and rhomboids that aren't getting enough activation and strengthening in order to pull your back upright. And in order to target these muscles, you need to be doing the right back exercises for this purpose, which I'm about to show you. The first exercise is called wall slides, which are well known but aren't performed correctly by most people. Simply stand with your heels, butt, upper back, shoulders, arms, and hands against the wall like so. The goal is to slide your hands up and down, mimicking a shoulder press movement pattern. However, you don't want to compensate by arching your back and losing contact with the wall as you raise your arms. Instead, flatten your lower back before starting the movement by engaging your abs, and keep this contact as you perform the exercise. And don't forget to depress your traps before starting the movement. When doing this exercise, you should feel a strong activation in the middle of your back and not in your shoulders or your upper traps. If this is too difficult for you, you can regress it by moving your feet further away from the wall, which will make it a little easier for you. The second exercise is called PRONE'S, which for most people should ideally be done on an inclined bench to start. Simply lay on the bench, bring your arms straight out into a Y position with your thumbs pointing up, depress your traps, and raise your arms to the level of your head while keeping them straight. Hold at this top position for 1 to 2 seconds and then come back down and repeat the movement. It's important that you don't compensate by arching your lower back or sticking your head forward during the movement. And again, you should feel a strong contraction in your lower traps in the middle of your back as you perform this exercise. If you want to perform this exercise at home, you can simply do this by leaning over a couch or doing it flat on the ground, which will require a little bit more shoulder mobility. Next, we're going to go into some foam rolling techniques. The first one is going to help with your thoracic spine mobility. To get into position, you want to lay on the floor with your feet and butt on the floor, the foam roller in the middle of your back, and your hands placed over your head like so to get your shoulder blades out of the way. Then you want to lift your hips into the air and slowly roll up and down for a bit to loosen up your upper back before we get into the next step. Once you're done this, you want to put your butt back on the floor and place the foam roller between your shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you want to extend over the foam roller while holding your head to release any tension in your neck. Relax in this position for a few deep breaths and then come back up. Move the foam roller slightly lower on your back and repeat the process 1 or 2 more times, each time getting a little lower on your back. And if you don't currently have a foam roller, I'll leave a link down in the description box below to one that I use. Now finally, we're going to go into a mobility exercise to help loosen up muscles that have been tightened over time as a result of your poor posture and are pulling your shoulders forward. This exercise is called shoulder dislocations and can be done with a broomstick or a resistance band. You want to stand straight and use a very wide overhand grip on the stick. Then you want to slowly bring the stick over your head and behind your back while keeping your arms straight, and repeat this movement. The more narrow the grip, the more shoulder mobility you will need. So start with a wide grip and gradually narrow your grip over time. You can use a marker to jot down where your hands are placed in order to monitor your progress. Another option is to perform these lying down with your forehead in contact with the ground, as this will incorporate a little bit of lower trap and rhomboid involvement to help strengthen them. So to put it all together, here's a routine that you can do which will take you less than 10 minutes to complete. Ideally, you'll want to do this routine every single day if you want to improve your posture very quickly and ensure that it stays in that corrected position. Another thing to note is that you should always be mindful of how your posture is throughout the day, whether you're sitting or standing. One tip I use is to think about someone pulling your body up with a string. Everything should be aligned. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys found it useful, and just remember that when it comes to corrective exercises, frequency and consistency is the most important thing in order to see the best results. And as always, please don't forget to do me a big favor by liking the video, leaving a comment down below, and subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate it, and it will really help me out. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you next time.